Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here with you. Hello, 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 and welcome to Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. This is April, let's see, this will be the 15th, is that? Friday, the 15th? Yeah, so I've done quite a bit of work. It probably doesn't look like it, but I have. I want to catch you up, and then we shall continue. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm so happy to join you and have you sit and chat and work on a project and just, yeah. Okay, so let me catch you up. As you can see, I've done quite a bit of journaling. I picked this quilted piece from a cutter quilt. I have two old cutter quilts that are worn in many, many places. And so I'm very careful about using them because I want to repurpose them and make them beautiful and shine again. So I don't just use them for any old thing. Okay, so I have this grandma's fan, this design. This is a double wedding ring, or maybe it's just a wedding ring. I can't remember. Wedding ring, double I think is two. Anyway, so I have added, as you can see, I have some vintage dotted Swiss fabric. Oh, I'm almost out of this. I'm going to be so sad because it's just the sweetest thing ever, and it just softens and adds these sweet little dots to your work. But I wanted to actually tone down my background so that my roof, my house, my chimney, my clouds, whatever I might decide to add to it, that it wouldn't detract from. So that's what I'm doing there. And this is just glue. This is just this glue stick on for now. We'll do some other stitching, and so that will tack it down better. But what I did, I started, to do some lines in these little fans, these individual fans. And so I did, you can see here on the back where I have added different stitches. This is the feather stitch. This is just the running stitch on these three. And then I just did some daisy flowers in my kind of the end pieces, and I've done nothing on this one. So I did that. And then what I did with a piece of this fabric is I unpicked it. This is the backing, so I unpicked that, and I did not press it with an iron or anything because I wanted to show this delicious texture that's created with the hand quilting, right? And I also did the same. I cut some of these little fans, and the door is one of these little fans. And here is the back of that piece, and took the batting, or if you're in Europe or England, I think you call it wadding. And you can't see, I don't believe you can see, at least as I'm looking at the camera, it doesn't appear that you can see this, but this is completely worn away. But this is such a sweet little vintage retro. Is that just the most adorable little flower? And I do pink right now is my favorite, but lavender is a close second. And I thought this would make a fabulous little door. And so I glue sticked or glued it on with a glue stick. I'm not sure that glue stick is a proper word, but anyway, don't tell my mom. And so I made my cottage white. As you can see, I've got, I didn't want to go too terribly funky, but at the same time, I'm going to go a little funky. So my door isn't straight, it's angled. So this fan gave it a perfect little bit that way. And I just used some paint pen, actually, just a Sharpie paint pen, to outline some windows. Now, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to put curtains on these windows or I'm just going to outline, and put lines to indicate window panes. I haven't decided yet, but I did want it to be bright and glowing, like if you're looking at it at nighttime, that the lights are on and it's happy and, fun-filled. I didn't want it to be dark. And I wanted it to stand out from this. I just, I could have put some fabric little pieces on there. As I think about that, that would have been wonderful. But at the same time, I had just been painting papers and just doing some fodder paper and had all these pans and stuff out. And so it was just like, oh, let's just add some windows. So that's what I did. We still have to pick, and I haven't decided yet either whether this is going to have a second story. Well, technically this is all out of sync anyway, because usually windows line up like your door would line up with the top of your windows for a first floor. And mine are like, so this is all out of whack anyway. But this is just a little country cottage, right? So anyway, that's where we're at. So I've glued all this down. So now let's go ahead. Let's just kind of start stitching on the door, if that's cool. Let's see, I've got this lavender, and this is the number 8 cotton. We can certainly use that. I could do a blanket stitch. I could do a back stitch. I could do an outline stitch. Or any variation of whatever. Let's grab us a needle. Most of these, honestly, I've had tucked in my little I've had them tucked in here. But occasionally I actually do go from, and excuse me, remember in the one video where I split my skin and then, or my nail, and then, when one little blooper happens, then a dozen little bloopers happen. That's kind of what happened. Okay, we're concentrating. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is a sign. It's a sign. Life is good, my darlings. Life is good. Okay. So, let us start on our door. And one of the nice things about keeping the background very similar, the white, you're not really noticing. I mean, yes, if you get up close, I can see this, that it's ragged. But as I look at that, okay, let's put a knot in the end of that. Should we do that? Okay, let's try that again. But as I look at that, I see just an opportunity. You don't notice it right away. Oh, how did I decide I want to do this? I think we'll go ahead and we will do an outline stitch here. We'll see how this works. It may not, and I may need to get in here better. I may not be anchoring this down very well. No, we've got to do something different. Okay, let's undo it. That was a sign, wasn't it? That's not going to anchor it enough. And I don't, I mean, I'm not going to be washing this by any means, but I do want it to be secured. So let's go ahead and we'll do the blanket stitch. Let's just we'll switch gears. How's that? I can remember on one of my quilts that I made several years ago. Do I still have that quilt? I do. Yeah, I do. It's one of the few that I kept. I have given away many, many quilts. I have also, I've sold a few. I have sold a few, given away a lot, and I have kept some that I hadn't decided what to do with yet. And this is one that I actually finished. I know, shocker, and kept. And it is a maple leaf, beautiful maple leaf design. And I hand blanket stitched all these maple leaves on my blocks. It was probably a 12-inch block. I think that was was working with that as kind of a normal size. Let's see, that's really, right here I'm working with no fabric at all. It's completely worn, but and then there's just little teeny pieces here and there, but we're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with it, my dears. Make it look like it had fabric there. Okay, come on. So I hand appliqued all of these, and it was a job. It was a little bit of a job. But one of the things about it is when you do something that takes quite a bit of time, it doesn't look perfect, but we're gonna let that slide. We're gonna say, okay. And then here in the corner, we're going to do 3 to round the corner. That's how I usually do on a blanket stitch. I don't know what's right. And I don't know about Sarah, but I know Rachel has mentioned that she's not particularly that fond of the blanket stitch, so I'm not sure if she's mentioned that, is there a proper way, to do that or not, but we shall see. And this quilt that I made, I'll have to find it. It's put away now. I had it on display for quite some time. Had it hanging on a wall at one point. It's very beautiful. But it's scrappy, so I have all different color of leaves. And I have to say, that was one of my favorite quilting projects, quilts that I made. Okie dokie. That's not looking too bad. Yeah, not perfect, but for a little raggy block, not terrible. All right. And I think this is just about the right amount of thickness in my thread. So you can see the outline, but it's not overwhelming. And I'm still focused, on the door. Okay, so I'm kind of liking this blanket stitch around here. Love you, Rachel. But I also love the blanket stitch. The stitch that I haven't gotten the courage up yet to really work with much at all. And it's going to be one of my goals before we're done with this 6 months, as I need to do more with that bullion stitch. That, to me, was a booger on the sampler. And I feel like, wow. And yeah, I see Rachel and Sarah using it, and it just is like no big deal. Which is like very good, like, okay, Ronda, you could do it. And I see other people's work. And wow, some of you guys, some of your work is just stunning. I just am in awe of the creativity that you have and how good you are. And I admire that. I can't, oh, look. Now I'm going to see if I can pull that up again. See, can you see the holes in that? Yeah, you can get a... So it's pretty well worn. And you can tell from the wear and tear that some of these fabrics were better quality than others. I had that on a quilt that I made for my oldest son and his beautiful bride when they got married. This was a hand-quilted quilt. And unfortunately, only my first 3 children that got married got a hand-quilted quilt. And to the other children, if you're watching this ever after I'm gone, please forgive me. Doesn't mean I love you any less or loved you any less. It just means that your mother wore out her abilities to hand quilt and quilt per se. So, yeah. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh well. Okay, so that we shall call that good for the door. So let's go ahead and tie that off in the back here. Just give it a couple of stitches. Okay, and that will go in my stuff to make more fabric. Okay, I like that. Now, let's see. And I think I might bring in some pieces of lace also. I may want to go ahead and outline the door. Oh, I thought it was so cute that Sarah put this little gingerbread, you know, the little scallops on her house. That was super cute. And then Rachel, she outlined hers, which was super fun with the back stitch. I might put a little button here for the doorknob. And I can't decide. What color do we want to have the house? Well, this is our cottage. We can do anything we want, can't we? We can do anything we want. How does that sound for rebellious? I'm not feeling rebellious, but it kind of sounds that way, doesn't it? Oh, you know, even a couching would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Should we give that a try? I like that, but it's not the easiest for me to do. I don't know how well I am at that kind of thing, but let's see. Let me just gather. I have all these wonderful threads that I've shown you before that I've absolutely loved. And thank you again, Catherine. I probably would want something a little heavier if I'm couching that. Do I even want to do that? This is where, you know, you have to kind of, and that's okay. You know what? I am not in any hurry to just like get it done. Why? If I take my time, if I visit with you while I'm doing this, then I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time with it. And that I don't think is a bad thing. Now, what would that be? This is kind of a mixture of a red and a black, it looks like. Let's see what she put on here. Recycled sari silk fiber. Wow. And we know it's hand spun, so that's very cool. That might be kind of a very, I think though, I'm going to snip it right there, not throwing that other thread away. And couching it with, do I want to try the same purple? Would that be too weird? I think that would be too weird. It's not going to stand out. What if we do like an off-white? So it kind of, I don't know, let's give it a try, right? If it's awful, you know, just like I did in the beginning there. I didn't like what I was seeing, so all I did was just undo it. And I am so sorry. I do really apologize about it doesn't hurt. I know it looks awful, but it doesn't hurt. Just please ignore. Ah! What hurts is not being able to thread the needle. Oh, come on, come on, come on. And I know it would help if I had fingernails, but I don't know how gals create amazing things like they do with all the fingernails they've got. My hat's off to you, you know. But that's not me. That is not me. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start at the bottom here. I'm going to take this more than what I need it. And here again, this is like, I hope nobody ever makes the mistake of looking at me like I know what I'm doing. Because that would be a mistake. But I'm game to try. I'm game to try some new and fun different things. But if you want to learn how to actually do it, I absolutely recommend that you devour the girls. We'll call them the Roxy girls. Their videos. They're awesome. And I am definitely a fan. Okay, is that, what do you think? Is that too far apart, too close, what might it be? Oh, you know what? This is just different. This is something different for me, so I think I'm just going to keep with it. And loving these threads that I was gifted. I am so, so grateful. You guys, I have to say, I know maybe I say this a lot, but I love you, and I am so happy to be with you. What's amazing to me is how we can live in all different parts of the world, and yet there are things that bring us together. We have so much more in common than we don't. And wouldn't it be nice, guys, if world governments could just be like we are and just love everybody? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, okie dokie. Okay, well, I am going to continue on and work a little bit more on here, and then we'll try a different something somewhere else. So I hope you're working on yours as well, and I will be back after a while, but magic of camera, it won't be a while at all. It'll just be coming right now. Okay, so we have finished doing our couching. You'll notice that I didn't go over the top here because I want the roof, whatever piece we determine to be the roof, I want emphasis on the roof, not underneath, and this very likely would be covered up. And add bulk that we don't want. So here we are, guys. Let's audition some fabrics. This comes from an old, oh golly, I don't even remember what it was. It was a vintage something that I found somewhere. How's that for brilliant? Not. Anyway, I loved this, and I thought this could maybe work. We could do, something like this. I thought that could be a fun top. We've got some other purples. We could do, ooh, that's dramatic, isn't it? We could do something with that. Okay, it definitely changes the look. It, makes that pop. Whereas this, it just kind of flows with the softness of these other colors. Okay, well, let's keep going. I've got a pile. Got a pile here. This was along with this, so I don't know if this would be too, I don't think I care for that. So we'll definitely eliminate that one. We have some little lavender stars. Those could be fun. That could be cute. Little less than this. Not as soft as that. Oh, golly. When it comes to things like this, it is hard to decide. Oh, let's take a peek. Got all kinds of little pieces of fabric going on here. That's very sweet. I like the little almost a little bit of a paisley, but with a little floral twist to it, maybe. Let's see. And here we have another piece that obviously has been taken from something else. There again, we've got the softness here. If we do something like this, we could also add a chimney, a bright little chimney color. Those are the same. These are the same. Let's see what else we got going here. We've got some little dots. Oh no, that's kind of cute, isn't it? Oh, that's kind of cute. I sort of kind of love that. It's whimsical. It makes it whimsical. All right, let's put that in the maybe. And then, oh golly, this is beautiful. This is such beautiful fabric, isn't it? Yeah, but not for this. Not for this project. So that's good to eliminate some of these. Nope. If we did this, it would be, I don't think so. Let's keep moving along. Got some tulips. No. We've got this. No. I'm seeing a lot of no's now. Now that could be nice. That could also, that kind of, I like the design in this fabric. This is the part. You guys, this is going to take a long time. See, that's the trouble with having, having quilted for all these years. I have a few little fabrics, but understand and know this. Most of my quilting friends, I don't even have a drop in the bucket to what they have. That's my disclaimer. That's my disclaimer. Now that's kind of cute too, kind of a little more whimsical. See, I like the whimsy. Oh, I like them all, but for different reasons, right? Now, wouldn't that be sweet? We've got the pink and the green, so we got some pink going on here. That's whimsical. You got the little floral, got the repeat. All right, I'm not even going to look at these others, you guys. That's just too much distraction. All right. Let's keep it between these little whimsical guys, I think. Or maybe, no. Nope. Nope. Make a decision, Rhonda. Stick with it. Okay. So we've narrowed it down to 3. All right. 3. Okay. Choice number 1. And I think we'll do kind of the same shape-ish, just kind of a triangle-y thing. Choice number 1. That's super cute. Choice number 2. Or choice number 3. All right, I think this is out. For those of you that voted for that, I do apologize. But since you're not here to grab it, you're just gonna have to, just we gotta move on. We gotta move on. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tigger by the toe. If he hollers, make him pay $50 every day. That is so stinking cute. I'm loving that. But I'm loving this. I'm going to go with this. Because it's in the same still whitish. You've got the white backgrounds going on a bit, the lighter. Yet it's still very whimsical and cute. I may add something from this to embroider on there, perhaps. We could do something like that. But at some point, we have to pick something. So that's what I'm doing, guys. I apologize to anyone that feels I've made a poor choice. But I hope you'll, be okay with that. All right, now what we want to do, let's get ourselves, so we're talking about approximately a 3.5 inch square-ish. This has been there for a while, so I think I'm going to straighten it up. My zigzag, which would be pinking shears. Standing up. Okay. That makes that kind of a little zigzag. And I don't want the rest of it to be zigzag, though. We'll get our... And do we want that wide? No, we don't. So... Well, let's just, I want to kind of trim that off. I don't want that to be that. Chances are we will trim that down a little bit more, but let's take a peek first and see how that might. And actually I didn't need to do that because it won't end up that way anyway. See, that would be like this. So that was kind of dumb of me. Oh, if there were only one dumb thing that I would do. Okay, so do 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 do. So what we want to do is we're going to cut this in half. I need a little bigger ruler. Going to just, and scissors are perfectly okay. I need to get a new rotary cutter blade because that one is not my best option now. It's getting dull. So what I want to do is trim a little bit on both sides. So I'm folding it over in the middle so I can trim it equally on both sides. Okay, and hopefully if I've thought this through correctly, this will be good. Okay. As you can see, I have these little ends, kind of, and I'm just going to glue those down just a smidge on the side here. I didn't want to cut it off because I didn't want it to take a chance of working the way through, you know, and come out. That's why I did that the way I did. And then this, and I may have gone a little bit too much, maybe even. I may have wanted those out a little bit more. I don't know. So at this point, do I like it? I do. I think it's very cute. So we are going to just put a little bit of glue stick on there. Now here's another thing you could do. You could kind of wonky it up a little bit, make it fun, give it movement, right? But I'm going to go ahead and just be a little bit more traditionalist. I mean, hello, who has a pink polka dot roof and, or a lavender polka dot roof and a lavender door, but you never know. Could be. Okay, I like that. Oh, phew. Okay, guys, I think that we are going to call this good for this week's video. I am going to continue to work on my house off camera. And next week, well, we'll see what we do next week. I still don't know if I'll be caught up or not, but I want to do some clouds. I want to do maybe a little chimney, want to do some shrubs, maybe some other flowers. I mean, I want a little bit more to this, so we'll see what we come up with. But anyway, I appreciate you so much. I'm so grateful that you are here and that we can share these things together across the miles, hither and yon. It's wonderful. I love you, and I hope that this has been a little bit inspiring and at least fun. you can laugh at what I'm doing and do yours amazingly, just so much better. All right, guys, until next video, please have a fabulous day. Bye-bye now.